Hi, I'm former Representative Erik Mortensen, and I'm now President of Action for Liberty. Our mission is to protect liberty for the next generation. 2024 was filled with both wins and losses for the liberty movement in Minnesota. Donald Trump won re-election and seems to be embracing the liberty movement, but the grassroots were repeatedly attacked by the MNGOP throughout the year. But those of you who attended off-year conventions in 2023 took action last month as state central delegates and canned the rhino David Hann, just as we said was possible 2 years ago. Remember this?
So if you're sick of cronies like David Hann attacking the grassroots, working against liberty candidates, and siding with corrupt local parties, this is the chance to change things.
While this is a win for the liberty movement, the battle is never over, and we have the opportunity to build on these wins. Last year, you attended precinct caucuses, and many of you became delegates. Great work. As you noticed, politicians and their pals felt threatened that liberty activists showed up. They're used to us being unorganized, complaining at home, and doing nothing about it. But that's changing because of you. Those same politicians care deeply about what happens this year with political party office elections and who's elected as state central delegate. More on that in a minute. Like with conventions last year, normally the cronies, the lobbyists, the politicians stack the party positions with their people. But as with caucuses, we can displace them if we organize and run for party officer positions and state central delegate positions. We the people have the power when we show up. Your influence has shot up. Rather than being 1 in 6 million voters or 1 in 15,000 caucus attendees, you went the distance and became a delegate last year. Because you are a delegate, you are about 1 in 100 people who get to decide who leads your local political party. But it's even better than that. You could be the chair of your local party and be on the front lines of liberty steering the ship. Normally, of the roughly 100 delegates elected at caucus in an election year, only a small fraction of them show up in a non-election year like here in 2025. If we liberty lovers show up en masse and run for party positions, we get to call the shots. All local parties host conventions every non-election year for the caucus delegates like you and me. The BPOU conventions are required to occur between January 15th and March 8th for the Republican Party, if that's who you caucused with. Like last year, you will receive a notification known as a convention call by email or mail and alerts you to the exact date of your local party convention. As with the convention last year, victory goes to those who show up. There are 3 main things that'll happen at the convention. Number 1, choosing state central delegates. Number 2, a discussion about changing the local party constitution. And number 3, selecting local party officers. Your local party structure is just like a corporation. It's complete with positions and responsibilities for those in charge of the organization. Rather than a CEO of a company, there's a local party chair who makes the bulk of the decisions, who's ultimately responsible for what the party does. There are other party officers like a deputy chair who stands in for the chair if needed, a secretary to take notes at the meeting, a treasurer who manages the books of the organization, and other positions that may be unique to your local area. These are the people who decide what activities, positions, and what the messages of the local party are, and if and how to support local liberty candidates. They make the decisions on everything that happens. You could be in charge of everything that happens in your area and have a huge impact. Now let's talk about something called the state central delegate. Remember that corrupt former Republican Party chair, David Hann? Well, the state central delegates are the ones who kicked David Hann out of office last month. State central delegates form the State Central Committee, which is the upper echelon of the party that is responsible for electing the party chair and all the other officers. They also determine important party business. There are about 340 state central delegates across Minnesota. These delegate spots are much more powerful than regular delegates like you and me. So if you want to make sure the new Republican chair, Alex Plekish, doesn't stomp on the grassroots the way David Hann did, this is the chance to hold him accountable. Each local party gets about 5 state central delegates to serve on the State Central Committee. These 5 state central delegates get selected by you and me and anyone who became a delegate last year at the caucus. Do you remember how very few people were making decisions at these conventions last year? There will be even fewer this year, so your voice is amplified further by becoming a state central delegate. And if you bring other like-minded delegates, your voice is even bigger. Now remember, normally it's the cronies, it's the lobbyists, the politicians and their buddies who fill out these powerful party positions. But you can change all of that just by showing up and becoming a state central delegate. Getting involved is even easier than last year when you became a caucus delegate. Like last year, you'll be notified of your convention date and location by email or mail. You will want to notify your current party leadership of your intent to become a party officer and a state central delegate. There will likely be a sign-up sheet at the convention to become a state central committee delegate, and even a last chance if you want to become a party officer. Make sure to sign up. It's that easy to get involved to run for party officers. Remember, if you want to stop the radical left and get rid of corrupt leaders of political parties, number one, run for party officer position and run to become a state central delegate. Number two, reach out to other liberty-minded delegates and have them attend your local convention. And number three, when you get to the convention, make sure to sign up for the positions you're running for and share your vision with other delegates to make sure you get elected. If you follow these easy steps, attend this year's convention, you can change the direction of everything here in Minnesota. Thank you.